Hey, it's Joanne Musa, the Tax Lien Lady, and this is Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, where you get to ask me questions about investing in tax liens or tax deeds, and I answer them for you here live on Facebook. Now, I'm doing this in StreamYard, but I can see your comments. So if you have questions, just put them into the comments on Facebook. And let me know, say hello, let me know when you get here. Let me know what state you're from because investing in tax liens and tax deeds is different in every state. So check your email if you're on my list. My newsletter went out today. We have some great things coming up for you starting today. Okay, one of the speakers that is going to be in my 2023 Wealth Building Conference, which starts next week, he has a summit starting today, and it's in the newsletter that went out today, the link to sign up for his summit for free, and the link to sign up for the 2023 Wealth Building Conference if you haven't done that already. So we have some great speakers, hand-picked speakers lined up for you. I've already started interviewing them, and I'm going to be delivering the interviews starting next Monday. Okay, so we've got some questions. And I've got some questions that were sent to me from people that are in the Investing for Success Facebook group. Now, by the way, if you're not in the Investing for Success Facebook group, it's a private Facebook group that's free to join if you're interested in tax lien investing. And actually, as long as you agree to our terms and you're not going to solicit people in the group and you're going to be nice to everybody, we'll let you in, okay? But it's really for people that are interested in finding out more about tax lien investing. So we've had some questions there, and I'm just looking at the questions that were giving me ahead of time here. And we've had some great questions. So, you know, one of them is from Kimberly, who says she learned about liens a long time ago, but never got going with it. So she wanted to know, when investing in tax liens, what is the average time that you hold liens before you profit? And you know what, Kimberly, this, again, it depends on the state you're investing in. And it depends, like even in the same state, it could be anywhere from a couple of months to a couple of years. Like there's no set time. But here's what you do if you want to profit faster. Now, of course, if you're using money in your self-directed IRA, you're not worried about that, right? If you're using money in your retirement account. So in that case, you can invest in states that have a longer redemption period. But if you are concerned about profiting faster, there's two ways you could do that, right? One is that you invest in states that have a shorter redemption period, states like Maryland, like the commissioner's sales in Indiana, like Texas, non-homesteaded sale properties in Texas. So you can go for the states with a shorter redemption period, or you can sell your liens to another investor. And that's a way to get redeemed faster. Okay. So there's two ways that you could do that. So that's one question from Kimberly, but she had another question. And her other question is there a better state to start for beginners? And you know, that's a really good question because some states make it a little more difficult. And the states that are good for beginners are the states with the online tax sales. Now, they make it a little bit, they're more competitive. Obviously, they're more competitive, right? But they make it really easy. States like Florida and Arizona. Now, Arizona is not one of my favorites because it's a long redemption period and they nickel and dime you for everything in Arizona. So I like Florida better. But you still have to know the ins and outs. However, they make it easier for investors. States like Indiana and Illinois make it, Indiana, you need to hire an attorney for every lien that you buy. In Illinois, you have to do the noticing. So those are not the best states. Montana is, again, not the best state because the investor is required to do all the noticing. I do like New Jersey. That's another state that I like. So, but it really depends. Here's what it really depends on where you live. Okay. So, again, I need to know where you live in order to answer the question for you. All right. So, let's see what other questions we had. I had my assistant, Claudette, was able to get some questions from the Investing for Success group. Now, in the Investing for Success group, by the way, I do the tax lien investing tips. I used to do them here on my business page at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, but I've moved them over to the Investing for Success group, okay? Because they're real short tips and I don't answer questions during that time. We're here at the 2 p.m. Tuesdays, Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live. I'm answering questions and I like to see your comments. I can't comment in the Investing for Success group from here from StreamYard, but I can, and I can see your comments on the Facebook page. So that's why I do the Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live here. All right. So what other questions do we have? JJ just wanted to find out which counties have the shortest redemption periods, especially for liens. Okay. Now, again, it's not so much counties, but states. And the shortest redemption period, bar none, of all the states is Delaware. A 60-day redemption period in Delaware, and they are redeemable deeds, okay? The next shortest redemption period would be the commissioner's sales in Indiana, 4-month redemption period. And the next shortest redemption period would be Maryland, 6 months, and also Texas non-homesteaded properties, 6-month redemption period for those, and those are redeemable. Deeds. Liens would be Maryland and the commissioner sales in Indiana. All right. So those are all the questions we've got ahead of time. So if there's no other questions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the links here in the comments. If you haven't already signed up for the 2023 Wealth Building Conference, you want to do it now. You want to do it before it starts because a couple of reasons. Well, if you want to get the VIP tickets right now are $60 off. They're only $37 until it starts, and then they go up to $67. And after the event is over, they're going to be $97. So, but guess what? You don't have to buy the VIP tickets to register for the event. You register for the event for free, and it will be delivered over 14 days. And you'll have 24 hours each day to review the interviews. So you don't have to show up at a certain time to watch them. So I'm going to put that in here for you now. It's http:// www. You need the www. Okay. 2023 Wealth Building Conference.com. And let's see if that goes through. Okay, so I think that went through, and you should be able to see that in the Facebook group. And if you click on that, you'll be able to register. Now, also, you want to get my newsletter. So if you're not on my list and you didn't get my newsletter, go to taxlieninvestingtips.com. And actually, that's my blog. And Nicole, if you're here, I don't know the link to get the newsletter. So it might be tltnnewsletter.com or TaxLien. I know what it is. TaxLien Tips Newsletter, I think.com. Check it out. See if that's the right link, and put that in there. So anybody that's not on my list that you didn't get the newsletter, sign up for it now. It only goes out. It already went out today, so it doesn't it won't go out again until next month. But if you want the newsletter, here's what you do. Just email us at, you could actually email support@taxlienlady.com, and Nicole can send you the link to the newsletter. As a matter of fact, Nicole, why don't you get the link to the newsletter? We could put it in here in the comments. So if they're not signed up, they can go ahead and get the newsletter. Okay. All right. So I'm here to answer your questions. So say hello. Let me know. I know there's people watching. I see you. I can't actually see who it is, but I see how many people are watching. So I know you're here. I know you're watching. Say hello. Let me know who you are, where you're coming in from. And if you have a question, give it to me and I'll answer it, because I'm not going to hang around and just sit here waiting for questions. Okay. So last call for questions. I gave my announcement about the 2023 Wealth Building Conference coming to you starting next Monday. Really excited about the people that I'm interviewing. Hi, Claudette. I did answer the questions that you gave me ahead of time. And Claudette put in the link for the investing. And I don't know what that, I don't know, is that a clickable link? Yeah, it is. Okay. And hi, Quinetta. As a newbie, how can I get started in learning and investing? Quinetta, here's what I suggest. Go to my website at taxlienlady.com and you could sign up for my free report. It's called Tax Certificate Sales Investing. Okay, go to taxlienlady.com and sign up for that report. And the other way you could get it is anybody that buys a VIP ticket to the conference that we're doing also gets that report sent to them. I will be updating that report too. I didn't do it yet, but I will be updating it before I send it out to everybody that bought VIP tickets for the conference. So, oh, thank you, Claudette. All right. So, because that's a really loaded question, Quinetta, that's a really loaded question about how can I get started in it really depends on these things: how much money you have to invest, where you live, what state you're in, and what your goals are. Do you want to own property or do you want to just get a return on your money? Okay, it depends on those three things, how to get started. Okay, especially how much money you have to invest and where you live. And the reason is because it's so different in every state. And in some states, you need more money than others to invest. Okay, and guess what? Claudette put in for you in the comments the link to get my free report on tax certificate sales investing. All right, that's going to give you some basic information. Okay, all right, any other questions? Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. All right, now the other thing you can do, Quinetta, is sign up to be in our free Facebook group. It is at Investing for Success. It's at facebook.com/groups/Investing for Success. You have to answer some questions for us to let you in. But there's, a lot of investors, a lot of people who want to build their wealth in that group. Some are tax lien investors and some aren't, but you'll be able to learn from everybody that's in there. And we go in there and answer questions as well. Claudette goes in there all the time. And as a matter of fact, she did that today. She brought the questions here from people that were in the group. All right, so any other questions? Any specific questions? I love specific questions about specific states. And if I don't know the answer, I will find it for you, or I will point you in the right direction to somebody who can answer it for you. Because here's the thing, anybody that tells you that they know everything about tax lien investing all over the country, they're really not telling you the truth, because it's so different in every state. And quite frankly, some states are just not worth investing in. Okay, for different reasons. Okay, so I am not an expert in every state, because there's some states that I just steer away from. Any grants or funding to invest? No, Quinetta, that is a really good question. And it's a good question because I do not believe it's a good idea to get funding to invest in tax liens. And here's why. When you get a loan, a lot of times when you get a loan from a bank, it doesn't have a fixed interest rate. The interest rate fluctuates with the Fed interest rate, right? And so right now that Fed rate is going up. And so if you invest in liens or deeds, or especially in, liens or redeemable deeds, and you're getting a fixed rate, but the money that you borrowing keeps changing, it's not a good thing. And here's the other thing. You don't know when you're going to get paid with a tax lien. You don't get paid until the delinquent taxpayer decides to redeem the lien. You don't know when that's going to be. So it's not a good idea to borrow money to invest. Here's what I recommend. If you need money to invest, then tax lien investing is not for you, nor is tax deed investing. Here's what I recommend, that you get an infinite banking policy. Do you have life insurance? Do you have whole life insurance? Here's why I suggest an infinite banking policy, because it's a way that you can buy yourself life insurance and build a cash value in your life insurance policy that will grow exponentially. It will earn dividends and interest, and the interest that it earns, it has a floor and a ceiling, so it's capped. You can't earn less than a certain amount, but you also can't earn greater than a certain amount. So for instance, I got my license to sell these policies because I wanted to write my own, and I wanted to be able to write these policies for my clients who wanted to get more money to invest. It's a great way to save money and a great way to pay off your bills and pay your debt faster, because that money that comes in and you put money in that account every month, some of it goes into that cash value, and you could use that cash value as collateral to borrow against. You can borrow against that collateral and use that money to invest or to pay your bills or to do anything else. But the money that you're using as collateral is still earning dividends and interest. Okay. Now, I am going to have an expert talk about this in the 2023 Wealth Building Conference. One of my mentors for this will be speaking about it. So I really recommend an infinite banking policy. I wrote one for myself when I got my license earlier this year, just so that I could do that. And right now, my husband just applied for one so that I can write one for him too. Okay. All right. So we have another question from Mark. You mentioned tax lien for sale by investors. Which websites? Thanks, Mark. Not a website, because here's the thing. There might be platforms that do this, but when they do, they're mostly selling junk that big hedge funds want to get rid of. So the way to find this is to know the investors who want to sell them. One way is in the Investing for Success group to talk to other investors in there. Sometimes people come to me with liens they have to sell. As a matter of fact, I'm selling one now. And I just sold one to an investor. I had started foreclosure on a lien that I had, and I didn't want to hold on to it and do the foreclosure because the property needed a lot of work. So while I was in foreclosure, somebody asked my attorney if I would sell it. And I said, yeah, sure. I sold the lien to them. I sold it for more than it would have redeemed for, so that I got the money back that I paid for the attorney. And they got to foreclose on the lien. So, they got what they wanted. I got what I wanted. I also have investors. I had a coaching client that wanted to sell her liens that she bought, and she came to me with her list of liens. And right now I have somebody interested in purchasing them. So I make these available to my coaching clients first, and my members first, and to the fund that I'm a manager for. We get first pick on that stuff. So if you're really interested in finding liens that others are selling, then become a coaching client. All right. And not only will you be doing that, but I'll be helping you actually go to tax sales. The best place to get liens is actually at the tax sale, believe it or not. Don't believe what people say about over-the-counter liens. There's mostly junk liens left over in the states that sell them. Not all states sell them. Okay. So the best way to get good liens is to go to the sale. The trick is, and this is what I teach my coaching clients, the trick is to pick the right tax sales to go to and the right properties to bid on. Okay, I have a coaching call tomorrow with my clients, and I have clients that I have one client that just bought his fourth lien in New Jersey, and he also has a lien in Indiana, and he's only been with me for I don't know, maybe 4 months. He bought his first lien after his first couple of months with me, and then a month after that, bought 3 more liens, and then a month after that, bought 1 more lien. So he's on a roll. I have another client who bought a couple months ago, bought her first redeemable deed in Texas. I have another client who bought her first lien in New Jersey. So the trick is, and this is what I help them with, it's knowing where to go and knowing what to bid on. Okay. All right, so let's see if we got any other questions. What area would we focus on first, or would be the best to start learning in the state of Georgia? Okay, good question. In the state of Georgia, it's a very competitive environment. You want to stay away from the big cities, stay away from Atlanta, and there's a couple of counties around Atlanta. You want to go to the more rural counties. Okay, and more sparsely populated counties that honestly don't have as much available. They might not have a tax sale every month. All right, Glenn County, Georgia is one of the only counties that has an online sale. They are kind of an out-of-the-way county. They don't have a lot, but their sale, I believe they might have a sale coming up in February. The sales in Georgia, by the way, are the first Tuesday of the month. Now, there's some counties are going to have a tax sale every month. Those are the larger counties. Probably better to stay away from those and go into the counties that don't have a tax sale every month. They might have a tax sale every other month or every quarter, but it's always on the first Tuesday of the month, just like Texas. All right. Quinetta, I'm glad you like it. Glad you like the information. So if there's no other questions, here's last call again for more questions before we end this Facebook Live. But let me give you a couple of other ways to get more help from me, to become one of my coaching clients, now coaching is not for everybody. I'll let you know right now, unless you have a lot of money to invest, it's probably not for you, because it costs some money to coach with me. My time is worth money. I mean, I give my time free here, but and here's how the coaching works. We have 3 coaching calls a month, and they're small group coaching calls. And my coaching clients also get access to the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator, all my workshops, wealth building webinars, and master classes. They get a lot of training from me. Okay, so if you'd like to find out more about coaching, you could go to my website, taxlienlady.com, and there is a link in the top for coaching, and you could click on that. Or Claudette, if you're still here, you could put in the link for the coaching. It's taxlienlady.com you know what? Give them this one. It's so much easier. GetProfitableTaxLiens.com. Just go to GetProfitableTaxLiens.com, and it explains the coaching program. You could do it for 6 months, or you could do it for a year. There are payment plans, okay? But as I said, it's not for everybody. If you just want training from me, a lot of training from me, but not the coaching, that is a lot more affordable. And you could find out all about being a member of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator at taxlienlady.com/membership. Okay, so those are 2 places that you could go to get more information from me, more help from me, more hands-on guidance from me. And Nicole has just put in the link for the coaching site, getprofitabletexliens.com. And Nicole, you could also put in for the member site, taxlienlady.com/membership, and they can go there to get a lot of training from me. It comes with 1 coaching call with me to get you started, and that's it. Okay, it's like an orientation, and that's all you get with that. Coaching with me is a lot more than just the training, because it's my time. All right. And for my coaching clients, I always answer their emails right away. Okay. All righty. All right. Well, I think we're ready to wrap it up for today. This has been Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live. And this is January 10th. And we'll be doing this again next week, Tuesday, 2 p.m., and bring your questions there. All right. I'll see you then. Don't forget, sign up for the 2023 Wealth Building Conference.